Hey, this is Amanda.
And Brian.
And Brian, yay! Brian is going to join us today because we are doing a book review. And the books that I'm reviewing, Brian has read too.
We both read them,
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago?
Well, Brian and I, one of them we read 2 weeks ago. One of them we've actually read
For a long
years.
Yep.
And multiple times. Both books are by the same author, and it is Pearl S. Buck. Yes, this is the first book, the one that we've actually read for years, called The Good Earth.
One of our favorites.
One of our favorites. If you don't read any book, you need to read this one. There's so much to glean from it. It's a fiction novel. It tells the story of Wang Lung and his wife Ulan and how they kind of grow, and they start off very poor, which you guys might find interesting, and then they grow to become very rich, and how that impacts them as individuals and also their family.
And for myself personally, I really find it interesting to look at the way the family evolves, because especially his children, he actually has his children at various points in his life cycle of wealth and the building of wealth. And you get to see not just how it impacts him, but how it impacts their family as they grow up.
So The Good Earth is a great book. If you've never read it, get yourself a copy. It's available at almost every library. But this next book that I'm going to show you is one that I had never heard of till Brian found it at the thrift store.
Yep.
And I have not been able to find it at any other libraries in my area, so this is one that you probably need to find online and order. It's called Kinfolk.
Kinfolk is the story of a man and his wife. It's Liang Wenhua is the man's name, and how they come from China during the early stages of the communist revolution there. And they come from China to live in America, and they bring their family with them. At the time, they had their two oldest children, Mary and John, that they brought with them from China to America. And then they had their two younger children that they had in America. And it talks about their family and the struggle of living as a Chinese family in an American culture, and how they handle this.
Yeah, and they also really kind of dwell on the idea that the children who were born in China have a real love in their heart for the country that they came from, and the younger children struggle with connecting with it since they never really grew up there. But they eventually end up going, portions of the family, different times, end up going back to China, and how they strive there to make a difference and all the different work they put into it. And let me tell you, both books are beautifully written. Beautifully written. I mean, Pearl S. Buck is, I mean, she won, what did she win, a Nobel Prize, Pulitzer Prize? She won big prizes for her writing, and the reason why is because she brings it all to life, and you get to experience these cultures that are unfamiliar, at least to us, of the Asian cultures and just the different things that they deal with, especially at that time, which is also a different time than what we're experiencing now. But you can see parallels to what's going on then with the communist revolution to things that are happening now, and just kind of political unrest and differences of opinion and how it impacts different family members of different generations.
What I like most about Kinfolk is watching the children, because the book actually focuses more on the children even than the parents, is watching the children grow and find that in spite of what they think of themselves, and what they think about what they actually are, the older two always thinking that they are so Chinese, and the younger two always thinking they're so American, is that the fact of the matter is that they're completely separate from either culture. And their mother even talks about it with her two daughters. The younger daughter, when she gets married, she ends up living in America. She marries an American husband, and she acts more Chinese than the eldest daughter, who lives in China and married a Chinese person. And it's just funny how their personalities really take over the entire cultural aspect.
I definitely had a personal connection to it because, of course, we didn't grow up in a different country per se, but I grew up and you grew up in Maryland, which is more northern, and now we live in North Carolina, which is more southern. And so I know that you were older. Brianna was much younger when we moved here. So I know Brian felt like there was a big difference culturally between what we experience in the Washington, D.C. metro area and what we experience here in rural Western North Carolina. And so I think sometimes we think of ourselves as we've still got a lot of Maryland in us.
Oh, it's like transplants?
Yes, exactly. Because there is a different culture, even if it's not a different country. But we visited Maryland last year, and I think that now I kind of see the difference in that there's a lot of North Carolina in me since we've lived here for so long. And certainly a lot of North Carolina in Brianna, so that she is very different from people who live in Maryland, but at the same time, I see a lot of Maryland in her, even though she's not really grown up there. So like I said, even though you don't have to actually experience or understand Chinese culture to see what's going on in these books in your own life. There's parallels, and that's why it resonates with everybody.
Maybe that's why she's such a great author too, because she really brings out those aspects that aren't foreign, the familiar aspects.
She makes a connection that breaches time and breaches culture and and breaches attitudes. So anyway, highly recommend both of these books. If you guys want to go out and get yourselves copies, The Good Earth and Kinfolk, they are excellent. These are for adult readers.
Yes.
They do read sometimes The Good Earth in high school. Wouldn't recommend reading them to younger children. But these are for adults. She is a prolific writer, so there's a lot of other books that Pearl S. Buck wrote. We have several other books because we were so excited about reading these books. We were like, I wonder what else she wrote. So then we started getting a bunch of other books, and I haven't found any that are quite up to the level of these two yet.
It only took her about a day to be finding another book.
But as soon as we find more, we'll let you know. So anyway, these are great fiction novels if you're looking for a good fiction read this spring. Great ones. I highly recommend this one to you homestead folks. This one has a lot to do with homesteady stuff. And this one I think is more like ministry minded, if you really want to consider which one would be right for you. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for enjoying our book review. We'll let you know if you guys like these book reviews. Send us a comment down below and we'll make sure that we share with you some more books that we enjoy. Brian is going to do a library tour here soon.
Once I get it all prepared.
Once he likes how it's organized.
Kat had to come join us.
Cheeto had to pop in and say, hey, Cheeto, say hi to the people. So thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm really glad you came to visit us here at the Fundamental Home. Make sure if you enjoyed this video that you click the like button, and also click subscribe right below me for more videos coming into your inbox all the time. And also, if you enjoy social media, we've got links up at the top here for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all the other fun things. And check out thefundamentalhome.com for more information about what we're doing all the time and how we do it, because there's way more details there. And here over to the right, we have some videos that I recommend. So thanks again for coming by, and we'll see you next time. Bye!